It's a disease that kind of comes out of nowhere. It's an autoimmune disease. There's no known cause, no known cure, except you get sicker,
transplant.
and eventually you either die or you get a transplant. So I was fortunate to get the transplant.
So there weren't any symptoms really until 10 years out. And then they were pretty mild for a while. But at the time he said it'll probably be about 10 years. I saw night sweats, really tough night sweats. And he was losing weight for no reason. And I knew that he hadn't had a checkup in 10 years. So I had read an article about viruses and how they can manifest themselves in night sweats. So I thought he had a virus. And I said, you need to go to the doctor. You need to check up. So he eventually agreed. And he went to see Dr. Rick Holm. And Rick discovered the enlarged liver.
Fortunately, she sent out a letter to all our relatives and just explained what my situation was. We knew about living donors, and so she said, if you're interested, here's the phone number. And
Turned out that he did get a living donor, and the living donor is my first cousin, not his, not a blood relative of his. It's my relative, and she felt called to do it. I didn't know she was going to Mayo for testing until it was a done deal. And her mother called me, my aunt, and said, guess what? I think you're going to get a transplant. It just still blows my mind that somebody would volunteer to go through a surgery like that. But she did, and it turned out just fine. She's healthy. He got half of her liver. He's healthy. I mean, here we are all these years later. Both livers regenerated and grew back to full-size livers. And it's a happy ending for us. He's living proof that transplants work. So I think it's always important to remind people to put a D on their driver's license. You can be a donor, a deceased donor. But that if the opportunity arises to be a living donor, it's an incredible opportunity to save somebody's life. And both of my cousins, Karen and Peter, have both said that they would do it again in a heartbeat. That for them it was as thrilling to do that for him as it was for him to receive.